4 or 5 listeners of this podcast. No, I haven't recorded in a while, but I didn't really have a topic that I really wanted to talk about, or I don't know, I was just being lazy. But today, I want to talk about something, and that is the Jonas Brothers. Now, they recently started making music again after, like an 11-year hiatus. So that's cool. That's cool. And trust me, bro. When I say trust me, their new music is fire. And I used to listen to them a lot as a kid because me and my friend Nikhil had other friends named Crystal and Melissa who lived on the same street, and they really liked Jonas Brothers, and we always hung out with them. So we listened to the Jonas Brothers too. And then there was also Camp Rock, and Camp Rock was bomb. I sang all the songs. I don't know, Jonas Brothers. As a kid, they were they were our little musical icons because I guess I was too young. Yeah, too young for B2K and Backstreet Boys and stuff like that. But yeah. And so the reason why I'm talking about the Jonas Brothers is because they had a concert in Toronto on Friday and Saturday. And then the concert ended early on Friday. They didn't play their two most popular songs, Burning Up, banger. And then their new song off their album, Sucker, because of technical issues or whatever. But then the next day they did. So yeah, people are upset about that. But that is not what I want to talk about. Today I want to talk about not a conspiracy theory, because I'm not taking this as a joke, but I'm just saying it's kind of funny to me, at least, because I did the Jonas Brothers predict the future? Because I remember when they announced that they were back together, I don't know how many months ago. I was listening to some of their old music because it was back on Apple Music and stuff, and I was like, ooh. But one of my favorite songs by the Jonas Brothers was Year 3000, and it's this really funny, goofy song about Nick Jonas comes home, and then his neighbor takes him in the time machine, and he goes to the future, not back in time, to the future. And now that I was thinking about this as a joke, but I was like, did the Jonas Brothers low-key predict the future? Because it says, I've been to the year 3000, not much has changed, but they lived underwater. And I'm thinking, especially recently, so last year, the big report came out by the UN saying that we have 12 years to fix, stop what we're doing and fix our habits. Otherwise, the earth is going to become unsustainable. And I heard yesterday, or a couple days ago, that it's now gone to 17 months. And I was like, huh? Which really upset me, because I'm out here grinding in school, about to graduate in 8 or 9 months, and then you're telling me I'm gonna do all that hard work and then die a couple months later? What the hell? What a waste of my time. If I know that, I would have just been a junkie and whatever and just let the world take me. But anyways, so lived underwater. So I'm thinking, that actually might be the truth in the future, that the surface is unlivable. So either we go off to Mars and other space exploration, which I'm pretty sure we'll eventually do, or we live underwater, because I don't know what the statistic is, but I know it's a big percent, only 30% of the ocean underwater has been explored, especially the Marianas Trench and stuff, where I think people have only been 3,000 or 5,000 feet underneath, because the pressure is so heavy, they can't even get there. So yeah, I really believe that it's possible that one day we'll all just live underwater. And then, the second verse, she says, he took me to the future in the flux thing, and I saw everything, boy bands, and another one, and another one, and another one. And I was like, wow, that's really relevant to today, because K-pop, there's like a bunch of boy band groups. Like the one I know the most is BTS because everyone talks about it. But I know there's billions and billion. Well, not maybe. Okay, now I'm exaggerating. But there's a bunch of boy band groups, especially in the last few years, that have popped up, that are K-pop groups, and they're making waves, and even like female K-pop groups. So I'm like, wow, that is also true. And then and it's like girls there with round hair like Star Wars float above the floor, and Star Wars came back, so there's that as well. And everyone's doing their crazy anime hairstyles, and like especially in Japan, there's a lot of futuristic technology with like the monorail and only like getting rid of cash and only using like cards. So I think while maybe not floating above the floor is possible yet, but Uber is test driving flying cars, and I'm pretty sure we had the flying cars technology. Like the US government probably has it and they're testing it, but they won't be available for another 20-30 years because that's what they do, like with the Bluetooth and the radio and all those things, and GPS. And so he drove around the times, asked everything, blah 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 blah. So he took a ship to the year 3000, and it's like this song had gone multi-platinum. And honestly, with the fact that they made music, they stopped, and they came back, I really believe that the song could go multi-platinum. And it's like everyone bought our seventh album, and like I think they released 3 albums before, and then now they're back. This is technically their 4th album. But even if you count like really the return album, Sucker, or whatever it's called, if you count like the albums in between, so like Joe's album with DNC and Nick Jonas's 2 albums, Nick Jonas and Nick Jonas 2, technically I guess that Sucker could be their like 7th album. And like literally everyone bought, well maybe not bought, but streamed their 7th album because it's the return of Jonas Brothers after 11 years. It had outsold Kelly Clarkson. Now, wow, very old reference, but still relevant. And yeah, said he built me a time machine like in one of the film I've seen. So yeah, that's just one of the little conspiracies that I was saying. It's like, and your great granddaughter is doing fine. But yeah, I think it's very possible that the Jonas Brothers might have low key or high key predicted the future. That we're all gonna live underwater eventually, and they're gonna go multi-platinum. But that's just a thought that I had. But I'm just overthinking it for sure. Hey guys, if you guys haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. As a matter of fact, it's how I make this podcast. It's free. It has some great creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone and computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so that it's heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need in a podcast in one place. So make sure you go and download the Anchor app. It's free. Or go to Anchor FM to get yourself started. Trust me, guys, it's so super easy. So, another little thing I want to talk about is cancel culture. Now, if you listen to podcasts like me, I'm pretty sure you've heard it a lot, that cancel culture is toxic, and it's really just, you could be a completely different person, but people go and dig up a tweet or a video you did when you were like 14 or like 10 years ago, or like if you're 40 and you're a US senator, things you said when you were a kid or did when you were a kid, and people are gonna dredge it up and throw it against you in your face, all that kind of crazy stuff. But to me, I just don't get it. Like, cancel culture is so stupid because like you're being a hypocrite, because you see, who I am today might not be who I am tomorrow. Like today, something ultimately earth-shattering could happen to me, and I don't know it yet because it hasn't happened yet, and all the things that I believe are said could change just like that. So, and we're human beings. The reason why I can even record this podcast now is because we've evolved. We've come from primitive beings to these people that can build skyscrapers that touch the sky. So why is it so crazy for people to think that someone can change? Like, it's one thing if they said or did things in the past and you're seeing a pattern. Like, as a lot of people, I see a lot of people saying that Leonardo DiCaprio has like a problem with dating younger women, like one of his girlfriends is like 18 and he's known her since she was 11. So that I can understand, and why you're trying to cancel him or shed light. But even then, that's not crazy. Like, he's a major celebrity. I'm pretty sure he slept with a lot of supermodels and stuff. So the fact that he's trying to go after young things as soon as they're legal is not crazy to me. Even with Drake, same thing with Drake, and everyone's saying that he shouldn't have been texting what's her name, Millie Bobby Brown, and then who knows, when Millie Bobby Brown turns 18, is Drake gonna hit on her? Who knows? It's weird, and it shouldn't happen. But I am not surprised. But overall, like, I don't get it. And one of the things that I also wanted to speak about, other than like canceling people, is just, it's kind of on the same topic, but like, why do people care so much? Like, I know recently Dave Chappelle, like the 26th, released a new Netflix special, and I'm gonna watch it after I finish recording this. But like, I always see people saying try and cancel him, and then I didn't watch it, but like, everyone's saying, like, Dave Chappelle basically said within the comedy sketch that people are gonna try and cancel me. But then I saw a tweet that people was like, you can't cancel Dave Chappelle, he doesn't care. And two, like, he canceled us. And that's so true, because like, this man ran away from a $10 million deal to live in like Bufu nowhere, and no one knew where in Carmen Sandiego he was. So you can't cancel him. And like, honestly, it's comedy, and I feel like everyone's so sensitive, and they're just I hate social justice warriors, man. Like, everyone wants to feel self-righteous, because I feel like in a lot of people's lives they aren't being validated, and because of that shit, they have a platform online where they're faceless or nameless, so they can go and say whoever they want, not forgetting that there's a human behind the screen. And because people are losing this face-to-face connection, there are things that they're saying and doing online that they wouldn't. Like, all you little pussies online saying and trying to cancel people, I feel like a lot of you, if you were face-to-face with the actual people that you were trying to cancel, you wouldn't be able to say all the things that you're saying, or it wouldn't come out as coherent, because you don't have time, because you're gonna have to say with what goes in your mind, not sitting down there thinking and editing and writing this whole paragraph and stuff. So like, it needs to stop. And I just always wondered, like, why people care so much about other people's lives. Like, if they're not a politician or a lobbyist or someone that makes legislation laws, I think you just leave them alone. Because you see, it's kind of like the whole Kim Kardashian effect. You see, Kim Kardashian says or does something, and either it becomes really popular or people get really upset. But in doing that, it's like, yeah, people, it just makes them more like Donald Trump. Like, it's like beating a dead horse. Like, every day or every second, it's something new that he said he's done, said he's gonna do, and people get mad and angry, and they call him out for it, and they start quoting laws and saying how he's unconstitutional, he should be impeached to do this and that. And I get why you should do that with him, because he has the power to do things that affect an entire country, or not even just a country, like an entire world. But and like talking, but like, before he became president, the fact that people kept talking and reporting on him because he was saying and doing all these ridiculous things is what got him into power in the first place. You gave him power. Like, you are his earned media. Because, if you don't know what that is, it's like social media. How there are people who are paid sponsors, or they put up ads. That's paid media. But earned media is that I see an ad for Call of Duty, or I see my favorite YouTuber playing Call of Duty, so I play Call of Duty, and in that my circle of friends sees it and they buy the game and play it and record it, that kind of stuff. So it's earned. They don't pay for it. People just put it up just because. So we're all doing their job for them, like by people writing all these articles about Trump and Kim Kardashian and all these other celebrities who are problematic, to say a word. And even then, like, I think y'all are doing way too much, but they're so smart and intentional, especially the Kardashians and the Jenners. They know how to do things that upset people just enough that people are going to take legal action against them, but people aren't going to be happy with what they're doing. And I don't know if people notice. You have to know. There's no way that you don't know what they're doing, or you don't realize what they're doing, because, like, why do you care? Like, Kim Kardashian, Kanye, Kendall, Kylie, there's people, and I actually kind of like them. Like, their show is really entertaining, but there's a lot of things that it's obviously scripted and fake, and there's a lot of things that they do and I'm thinking they're full of shit. But, like, I'm not gonna go and get angry and sit down and write a monstrous paragraph tweet. It's like, even like when YouTube first started, I used to watch music videos because now before people were copyright striking everything, and like I would like just sometimes just read I don't read the comments anymore, because I read the comments and I'm just like, people are just writing this manifesto or this epithet about how how like they hate this artist and they're a horrible person and this and that and this and that. I'm just thinking, if you don't like the music video, don't watch it. And even with the thumbs up and thumbs down, when YouTube had that, like, thumbs down, but like, why you gotta go all this extra mile and put all this energy and force? Because I guess it's cathartic to them, but it's just so stupid to me. It's like, I don't understand. Like, if it does, like, why does someone else's life or lifestyle have to affect you so much to the point that you have to do crazy things and troll people, swat them? It's kind of like how I grew up in church and everyone was talking about, it's a sin to be gay and all these things. And personally, as a black person that goes to a black church, like, at a young age, I was thinking, first of all, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's nowhere in the New Testament where our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ says, burn up all the gay people them, or whatever, that being gay is a sin. Because if there was, I could get it, but like, quoting all this New Testament stuff, like, in case you haven't noticed, the New Testament was there because back in the days, it was literally the wild, wild west times 40,000, where there was wars and people taking over tribes and stuff. So you needed a law and a religion to keep people in line, because there was no like military force, I'm sure, that was enforcing all these rules. And like, it didn't even matter if they had one, because the people of Israel got taken over and captured and enslaved so many times. Who knows? But the Bible or the Torah was their way of keeping their history and having laws and rules to keep them together, which they never followed anyways. That's why all these bad things kept happening to them. But anyways, there's that. So I never got why people or Christians or Muslims or conservative people were always like, being gay is wrong, I don't want gay marriage. And I'm like, why do you care? Because one, people go and be gay whether you think it's a sin or not. There's nothing that you can do to stop gay people. Like, they've existed, and like, there's no way for you to eradicate them. And if you think there is, you're Hitler. And like try to change people for who they are. I don't get it, especially if you're a person of color. Like, I don't get why like black people or minorities especially can't accept gay people, because if you're a minority, I think better than anyone, you understand what it's like to not have a place or be a second class citizen for who you are or things you can't control. And whether you, I don't think being gay is a choice, but if you think being gay is a choice, who cares? They love who they love, and to them they can't control it. So why are you going out of your way to attack them or stop them from having a little simple freedoms when you yourself is out on Twitter, on Facebook, or complaining at family parties all the time that, you know, we don't have freedom and rights, and that all these people are taking stuff from us, and we have to come together as one. But like, hell, you're saying all that, but you're out there attacking other people. So of course what you're saying is never going to come to light, because you don't even know what you're talking about. And it just upsets me, man. It upsets me. So yeah. And like, honestly, I think it's okay if you really, I think it's 100% okay for you to go to attack people like that, but only if you solve the real issues first. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like finding world peace, stopping world hunger, you know, ending wars, which is like world peace, but like, you know, solving issues, you know, solving homelessness in your town, your city, your country, you know, getting people off welfare, you know, getting people out of abusive households, stopping domestic abuse and violence, and, you know, stopping murder, and, you know, getting people jobs, people have a lifestyle, you know, saving people. I think those are the things that Jesus was preaching about, instead of not attacking and discriminating people. Like, oh my gosh, Jesus sat with prostitutes and lawyers, and tax collectors, which were really hated back in the day. So I don't understand why it's not the same here. If anything, if you're see yourself as a religious person and you want to save people, want people to be saved, you should go and hang out with people who you think are marginalized and don't think they should be saved, because the more the better. And like, once you save them, then you can go on your little epithets of anger and rage because whatever you read is a sin. But come on, like, solve the world's real issues first. Like, because like, I, you know, like, even in third world countries, like, I can't believe that people out here barely living, having to beg their family across the countries, or like, you know, having to steal or do all these crazy things, like, you know, just trying to survive and live, and they're caught up in stuff like that. Because really, like, I think it's mainly a first world problem, but I think it happens to third world countries too. But come on, bro, we have things so good and so well for us that we can get angry about stuff like that. But like, if you're just trying to survive, I don't think you should care. And quite frankly, the world as it is now, especially with that new report that we only have 17 months to fix, you know, thousands of years of destroying our planet, I don't think you should be attacking gay people, man. You should be going after something else, trying to fix this universe that we're given so that we can have children. Our children's children are completely screwed, because like, we're all complaining that we were screwed by people that came before us, but we're here now. And instead of sitting down being social justice warriors, we should be out doing something. And while I'm saying that, maybe I'm not doing something right now, but you know, things gotta stop, things gotta change. But yeah, that's all I gotta say today. Have a good one, guys. And today's sponsor is one of my homies, one of my first friends ever when I came to Canada, and that is my friend Kevin Marai. Imagine another Kevin, but yeah, he cleans and details cars. So I think if you live in like the GTA, Greater Toronto area, and you want your car cleaned, and especially if it's a luxury car, you should check out my friend on Instagram, Marai Luxury. So that's MERI Luxury, and he has some dope photos to see what he's done before and everything. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. And also, someone else I think you should check out that's doing some really dope stuff right now is my girlfriend. So she does lashes. I don't really understand it a lot. She does just like a lash artist. She does classic, hybrid, and volume lashes. So if you also live in the GTA area and you'd like your lashes done and you don't have a lash person, or you're looking for a new one, check out Beauty Winks. That's BeAutyXWINK. Yeah, just check it out. But that's all I have for me today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.